Good morning, and welcome to the online service of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. My name is Deede Cook, and I am pleased to be co-leading this morning's service with two beloved members of our congregation, Michele and Greg Maggio. Our minister, the Reverend Margie Allen, is currently away from us on a combination of vacation and study leave. It's during this time that she refills her well and replenishes her store of creative energy and plans for the congregational year ahead. Margie returns to her regular duties on August 18th and to our pulpit on the 29th. I would like to offer a warm welcome to anyone who is joining us for the first time this morning. Our services vary greatly in style and content, particularly during the summer when they are lay-led. So I invite you to visit us more than once to get a sense of who we are. Ours is a liberal religion in that we are open to new ideas, that we do not adhere to a single fixed creed, and that we share a commitment to social justice. We are guided by 7 principles and multiple sources of inspiration. You will find more information about this on our webpage, UUFSB.org. Please plan to stay with us following the service for a few minutes of friendly social time where you can say hi to all the people in the little boxes and talk over each other. Afterwards, if you would like to move into a smaller chat room for quieter conversation, you may go to our website or yesterday's news feed and click on Small Group Chats. I hope everyone will take a few extra minutes today to join a small group chat after the service. We will be pausing the small group chats for the summer, so this will be the last one until we see what is needed in September. So join a small conversational group after the service. It's a wonderful way to meet new people and to deepen your personal and spiritual ties with each other. Thank you all, and welcome to the fellowship. And now, take a deep breath, let your mind settle, let go of your worries, your plans, your projects, and together, let us enter into sacred space and time with the sounding of the morning bell. Today, as our country observes its annual celebration of nationhood, I would like to read a land acknowledgement statement written by our minister, the Reverend Margie Allen. The congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook honors the indigenous people whose traditional and ancestral land included the acres we claim as ours today. We recognize the Setalkat people from whom this territory was stolen incrementally through grossly inequitable, opaque, and duplicitous exchanges between 1655 and 1662. Their descendants live on today as the Setalkat Nation. Among them are neighbors residing in Setauket Bethel Christian Avenue, Laurel Hill Historic District. We acknowledge the ancestors and survivors of this place and realize that we are here because of the sacrifices forced upon them. We honor their legacy, their lives, and their descendants who carry on tribal traditions for present and future generations. This morning, let us renew our commitment to our 6th principle, to work towards bringing peace, liberty, and justice for all throughout our world community. I invite you to light a chalice or candle at home as I read the words of Betsy Dar. Glory be to the earth and the wind. Glory be to the sun and the rain. Glory be to animals and children. Glory be to this holy flame, which calls us together as one. Mistakes. That is the theme of the day, and the theme we will be exploring throughout our summer services in July and August. Mistakes come in all shapes and sizes, large and small, serious and trivial. We all make them. We are not omniscient. We are emotional creatures with limited perceptions. We can make decisions in the heat of the moment that feel so right, but can turn out so wrong. So, how do we come to terms with our mistakes? How do we recover from them? And how can we learn to make the most of them? This morning, Michele and Greg Maggio share some of their hard-earned wisdom from the classroom. Michele and Greg have been members of our congregation for 35 years and raised their 3 sons in our fellowship. They both have served as religious education teachers, coming-of-age mentors, and have volunteered their time and talent for countless projects, productions, and committees. In their spare time, they have a professional life. They are both teachers in the Rocky Point School District. Michele, a gifted speech-language pathologist for 40 years, works with kindergarten through 2nd grade special needs students. Greg, whose career has spanned from being a corporate training manager to teaching in an elementary school, has taught 2nd, 5th, and now 6th grade. We are honored and delighted to feature Greg and Michele this morning. I've asked the two of them to read a responsive reading by Sarah Moores Campbell. Give us the spirit of the child.
Thank you, Deede. Give us the spirit of the child. Give us the child who lives within.
The child who trusts, the child who imagines, the child who sings.
The child who receives without reservation. The child who gives without judgment.
Give us a child's eyes so that we may receive the beauty and freshness of this day like a sunrise.
Give us a child's ears that we may hear the music of the world.
Give us a child's heart that we may be filled with wonder and delight.
Give us a child's faith that we may be cured of our cynicism.
Give us the spirit of the child who is not afraid to need, who is not afraid to learn, who is not afraid to love.
Our opening hymn this morning is number 360, Here We Have Gathered. Please sing along with Deede Cook and Peter Winkler, 2 voices who through the wonder of technology have miraculously turned into 16.
Side by side, circle of kinship, come and step inside. May all who seek here find a kindly word. May all who speak here feel they have been heard. Sing out together this our heart's own song. Here we have gathered, called to celebrate days of our lifetime, matter small and great. We of all ages, women, children, men, forget. We who now gather know each other's pain. Kindness can heal us as we give, we gain. Sing out in friendship this our heart's own song.
Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani activist for female education, and at 17, the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, believes that peace and education are interlinked. Two Malala quotes: "I truly believe the only way we can create global peace is through not only educating our minds, but our hearts and our souls." And the second, "One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world." As we hope and pray for peace in our country and in our world, let us take a moment to remember the teachers whose wisdom and passion changed us forever. They may no longer be with us, but they have become a part of who we are. After a minute of silence, Peter and I will lead you into hymn number 388, Dona Nobis Pacem, Grant Us Peace. We support and sustain our fellowship through gifts of time, talent, and money. For us, giving is a spiritual practice. Each month, we share the plate with an organization devoted to social justice. This month's social justice partner is Island Harvest, Long Island's largest hunger relief organization. Their mission is clear and simple: to end hunger on Long Island. Volunteers and staff deliver millions of pounds of fresh produce each year to food pantries and organizations serving people in need. They sponsor a summer food program for kids in 70 communities when school lunches are no longer available. People are hungry in our community. Your contributions to Island Harvest can make a big difference in their lives. You can use the link posted in the chat right now, or you can click on the donate button on our website at UUFSB.org. We ask that you be as generous as you can in your donations to the fellowship and to our social justice partners. We depend upon your pledge payments and your gifts to support the good work we do together. Thank you.
I messed up tonight. I lost another fight. Still messed up, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down. I keep on hitting the ground. I always get up now to see what's next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I can fail. I won't give up. No, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I can fail. Oh, 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 oh.
Buy everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Buy everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Buy everything.
Oh, 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 oh. Look how far you've come. You filled your heart with love. Baby, you've done enough. Take a deep breath. Don't beat yourself up. No need to run so fast. Sometimes we come last, but we did our best. I won't give up. No, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I can fail. I'll keep on making those new mistakes. I'll keep on making them every day. Those new mistakes. Oh, 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 oh.
Buy everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Buy everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Buy everything.
Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Thank you to our dear friends Lee and John for creating this fun video, and good morning and happy Labor Day. Our service
Wait,
today.
Quick,
Huh?
hold on a second. Today's a holiday, but it's not Labor Day.
What?
Well, you said today's Labor Day.
Oh, did I say Labor Day? Jeez, I knew I'd make a mistake. You should have started this introduction. I never get things right.
Don't feel bad. It's okay to make a mistake. Labor Day is a holiday, but this one involves fireworks. So why don't you try it again?
Okay, let's try this again. Happy 4th of July and welcome to our service. There's a reason that pencils have erasers. You know, those erasers on pencils allow you the opportunity to always try again and again, and that's a good thing. By the way, I recently looked up the definition of mistake in the Oxford Language Online Dictionary.
You really? You looked up mistake in the dictionary?
Yes, it was a slow day. It says that a mistake can be an action or a judgment that is misguided or wrong.
Ooh, based on that definition, there's such a negative connotation about the word. From our experience as educators, we have seen how mistakes often result in feelings of anger, embarrassment, and even accountability. No one ever really wants to own up that they made a mistake.
Yeah, but Michelle, mistakes aren't necessarily a bad thing. As a matter of fact, we can use these slip-ups as opportunities for our students to learn. As James Joyce once said, mistakes are the portals of discovery. Hey, did you know that some mistakes have resulted in some amazing discoveries, such as penicillin, microwave ovens, Teflon, Post-it notes, pacemakers, plastic?
Wait, and don't forget Silly Putty and the Slinky.
That's right. What would we do without Silly Putty and the Slinky? So can mistakes be beneficial in the classroom and actually turn out to be our best teachers?
You bet. But let's share with everyone how mistakes can be a valuable learning tool because, as you know, everyone makes mistakes.
Aw, Captain Vegetable, it's really not that bad. Listen. I've a special secret children ought to know. It's about the little mistakes you make as you begin to grow. If you make a mistake, you shouldn't start to cry. Mistakes are not so bad, and here is why. Oh, everyone makes mistakes, so yes, they do. Your sister and your brother and your dad and mother too. Big people, small people, matter of fact, all people. Everyone makes mistakes, so why can't you?
Guess you're right. Tell me more about this, Big Bird.
If you make a mistake while counting up to 10, well, don't get mad and don't be sad, just start to count again. And if you should only get to 8 or 9, I'm still your friend and I still like you fine.
Great.
'Cause everyone makes mistakes, so yes, they do. Your sister and your brother and your dad and mother too. Big people, small people, matter of fact, all people. Everyone makes mistakes, so why can't you?
You hear that? Everybody does. Why not me?
If you spill a glass of milk all over the floor, well, your mom and dad still like you just as much as they did before. 'Cause when mother and dad were just as small as you,
It's me?
I'll bet that they knocked their milk over too. 'Cause everyone makes mistakes, so yes, they do. Your sister and your brother and your dad and mother too. Big people, small people, matter of fact, all people. Everyone makes mistakes, so why can't you? If everyone in the whole wide world makes mistakes, then why can't you?
Well, you know my little friend?
What?
You know, that was a very nice song. And it makes me feel a lot better now. Could you bend down here for a minute?
Well, sure.
Mwah!
Oh, wow.
What a cool song. I think Big Bird is onto something there. Michelle, why don't you begin by sharing how mistakes are handled in your therapy session? Let's get that fly out of here first.
Sure. As a speech language pathologist working with kindergarten, first, and second graders, most of my day consists of helping children develop their understanding and use of language. The little ones I work with are like sponges, and they absorb and expand with new knowledge every single day. They understand when something doesn't sound right or are not able to follow along. However, the environment I try to create allows them to accept and learn from it.
Well, how do you create this environment?
Well, I use songs, stories, and videos like the Big Bird song we just saw to help my students understand that to err is only human. One of the main goals that I am constantly working on in my sessions is the ability to follow directions. Easy, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, not when you're 5 or 6 and you have a lot of things bopping around in your head. As adults, we forget or make mistakes when given directives, but we learn to listen again or ask for it to be repeated. Children don't always have this skill, so we have to start out basic and gradually work up to more involved directives. This area of comprehension entails many teachable, mistake-friendly opportunities for us to embrace.
Well, how do you accomplish that?
Well, here's an example. If I ask Susie Q to pick up a blue crayon and she gives me a red one, I don't immediately give her the correct color. I say, let me tell you again, repeat what I just said to you before you do it. When she correctly completes the task, we both feel a sense of accomplishment. I'm trying to help Susie Q not only become her own advocate, but also learn to develop the strategies to problem solve and, at the same time, give her self-esteem a little boost. Believe me, it would be so much easier to give Susie Q the crayon, but what life lesson am I teaching? You might say that these little folks are really at the lower rung of the mistake learning ladder. I try to create an environment of go for it because learning is all about trial and error. We have plenty of oops moments in my sessions, both the kids and myself, but we say, let's try it again. We approach our sessions as if we're opening a new door each time and learning something together. All attempts are accepted without judgment. They are not going to be embarrassed, ridiculed, or feel depleted because the answer was not correct. I want them to own that mistake and turn it around to make it a positive experience that they can look back on and realize that they learned from it.
So you found success with this approach?
Yes. I know that as a therapist, I've done my job if I've not only given these children the tools to self-correct, listen, repair, and move forward with their speech and language skills, but also with any learning they do. We all make mistakes, but as educators, it's our job to have children realize that it's okay to stumble with the understanding that you are supported and you can just stand up and try it again. If we allow our children to make mistakes, we're helping them to develop their resilience and to become creative, capable, confident, and successful human beings. And most important, that life, like a pencil, has a very big eraser. So Greg, how do your students handle mistakes?
Well, Michele mentions her students are at the lower rung of the mistake learning ladder. My students are in the middle of that ladder. From 2nd to 6th grade, peer pressure evolves and has an effect on students' attitude toward making a mistake. In my 6th grade math classes, we experience mistakes daily. The challenge I face is to surround my students in a comfortable environment where mistakes are part of the learning process and not mocked. Many students have the notion that teachers are expected to be mistake-free. However, I make it a point to tell the students that Mr. Maggio is going to make mistakes during the year, and they will assist in correcting them. It's important for kids to see that adults and even teachers do in fact make errors, and it's okay. Whenever they correct me, I thank them and point out how observant they are. This ownership of my own mistakes hopefully models the fact that they do happen and they're going to be part of the learning year. Now, creating this comfortable environment is not as easy as it sounds, as I teach 2 distinct math classes, 6th grade math and accelerated math, which consists of a broad range of attitudes towards those mistakes. The motto in all my classes is that there's no such thing as a bad answer. Well, then I correct myself by saying, well, the only bad answer is no answer. A poster I've seen reads, mistakes are proof you are trying. I emphasize that effort is what I'm looking for with each and every problem we do in class. By sharing illustrations of good attempts, I hope to build confidence in their daily work.
So which one of your classes do you find most challenging when it comes to mistakes?
Well, in my Math 6 class, building confidence is a challenge. The students often possess the classic feelings about making mistakes, which include embarrassment, stress, and peer humiliation. As a result, many hesitate to participate in class as well as avoid eye contact with me in fear of being called upon. For example, Mary Lou is often a willing participant in class, eager to show her answers on the board. However, rather than going directly to the board, she always makes a beeline to my desk to confirm that her answer is correct. Usually it is. However, if it's not, a look of fear comes across her face until I simply point out to take another look at where the error exists. When she corrects herself, she merrily places her answer on the board. Additionally, when Billy volunteers to give an answer to a problem, he leads with, "I'm probably wrong," before giving his answer. Once again, he's usually correct. However, this lack of confidence is a result of being afraid to make a mistake. These feelings probably stem from our society's emphasis on getting good grades. It gives credence to the saying that children of today are victims of excellence. Richard Kerwin, an expert in classroom management, points out in his writings, in the vast majority of classes or classrooms, mistakes are evaluated as poor performance. Grades are lowered by mistakes. Students are encouraged both formally and informally not to make mistakes. Kerwin goes on to say, the real problem is that teachers don't use those mistakes to allow and promote learning. Because shame is currently attached to mistakes, students are afraid to take chances, explore, and think for themselves.
Wow, Richard Kerwin's words ring true with some of my older students, but let's face it, it also is with adults.
That's right, for sure. However, creating this mistake-free type atmosphere where mistakes are part of the learning process is not easy and does not succeed with all students. It takes time to develop a rapport with students where they trust and respect you enough to be comfortable to have slip-ups without embarrassment. In trying to create a relaxed environment, I play silly math videos, such as, "It's hip to be a square," or "I love my triangle," during geometry lessons, and "Line up the dot, then give it all you got," when we talk about decimals. I use humor via corny jokes, such as, "A polygon is not when your parrot escapes its cage," or "I have a chicken that loves to count eggs. She is my mathema-chicken, and she is excellent." Catchy sayings are used throughout the years, such as whenever a 7 and an 11 appear in a problem, I'll always say, 7-Eleven open 24 hours. Or when we can't subtract a large number from a small number, I'll say, "Houston, we got a problem." Inevitably, students recite these things before I even get a chance to when these occurrences arise. Of course, positive feedback is also used in my class to try to relax students. I attempt to find something positive in a student's work, even if they have an incorrect answer. In these instances, I'll say such things as, "I like the way you approach the problem," or "You are on the right track here," or "You have the right idea." I also always ask after a correction is made, do you see where you went off a bit? And do you feel comfortable with how to solve the problem now? Despite mostly positive results, using this strategy to create a mistake-friendly classroom, I realize there will always be a number of students still anxious about making errors.
What about your accelerated students? How do they handle slip-ups?
Well, contrarily, in my accelerated class, numerous students are eager to participate with confidence to take on challenging problems. Most have found success with math in their primary and intermediate grades and have yet to be truly challenged. It's interesting to note that these students do not expect to make mistakes, thus they do not fear them. In fact, at times there's an overconfidence to their approach to solving problems. Their reaction to making a mistake is not pure humiliation or embarrassment, but disappointment in themselves for not getting the correct answer. The students want to know where and how they went off track when an error occurs. They are also very competitive as they feel a need to be the first one in class to solve a problem, and they'll try different approaches until they are successful. Asking for assistance is usually the last resort. I do find it interesting that a number of students in this class are very willing to help others when they are struggling. For example, Jimmy, after solving a challenging problem, will willingly help another student who is in need of assistance. Overall, the students in the accelerated class thrive on being challenged. It is my job to keep that spirit alive and to encourage them to keep trying despite academic setbacks that may occur.
As teachers, we realize that education is like baseball, where errors are part of the game. We need to keep trying to build confidence in students who are fearful of mistakes as they are holding their creative and exploratory sides back. Mistakes makes us think out of the box. And when students hit a roadblock, they are forced to search out other strategies, directions, materials, and resources to get to the solution. We want our students to become innovators and experimenters. The motto of students today should be the words of Angela Duckworth, a psychologist and author. We have to learn to replace the thought of, I'm stupid, with another thought, which is, I'm learning.
Now, how mistakes are handled outside of school is beyond our control and plays a huge role with student attitudes towards mistakes. However, the more comfortable your students feel in class, the more they will be open to making slip-ups. The stigma of mistakes gets taken away and the real learning can begin.
So as adults, we must serve as role models to our children and create the mindset that we don't always have to be perfect. And we just have to embrace, rethink, and explore. There is bound to be many stumbling stones along the way, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. In closing, poet Carlos Caloca sums things up very nicely. If we learn from our mistakes, then making no mistakes is our greatest mistake. We would like to leave you with a little video that I use with my 6th grade classes. Sit back and enjoy the Mistake Song by the Paper Girl Dolls.
Mistakes are what you make on the way to something great. That's exactly what it takes to make the world a better place. It's our generation's anthem. Instead of throwing tantrums, we revel in the rightness of the wrong. Send perfection on vacation, embrace miscalculations. Let's hear it for the spirit of this song. Mistakes are what you make on the way to something great. That's exactly what it takes to make the world a better place. We celebrate our problems, that's what we have in common. We pop the hood and take a look inside. We don't seek out perfection, don't care about misdirection. We shift our gears to info overdrive. Here's to curious minds and accidental finds that shook up the course of history. Einstein, Darwin, Newton, Copernicus, they all messed up, cause they're just like us, working out life's great mysteries. Hey, we wanna hear you cheer for ingenious pioneers who let nothing stand in their way. Rachel Carson, Madame Curie, astounding women with vision who made the right decision. Be curious each and every day. Mistakes are what you make on the way to something great. That's exactly what it takes to make the world a better place. You make on the way to something great. That's exactly what it takes to make the world a better place.
Thank you so much, Greg and Michele, for your wit and your wisdom. We will carry your message without throughout this glorious Memorial Day weekend. Now, please join Jess and Melissa Pond, Dan Weymouth, and Bethany Riddle for hymn number 299, Make Channels for the Streams of Love.
Make channels for the streams of love where they may broadly run, and love has overflowing streams to fill in every one. But if at any time we see such channels to provide, the very founts of love for us will soon be parched and dried. For we must share if we would keep this gift all else above. We cease to give, we cease to have, such is the law of love.
We would like to leave you with a little poem that Linda Hodgell, an elementary school teacher, wrote for her second grade class.
Mistakes by Linda Hodgell. What do I do when I make a mistake?
When I feel like I can't get a lucky break,
Do I pout? Do I cry? Do I start to feel blue? Do I just give up or keep pushing through?
when I try and still fail, I feel like I just want to whine and wail.
But I must tell myself, don't get so upset. Remember, you just can't do it yet.
When I do not give up and I persevere, I know that I'll find a solution is near.
I could try a new way or ask a friend. I'll believe that I'll get it right in the end.
Mistakes aren't a problem. Mistakes help me grow.
Mistakes help me add to all that I know.
Success doesn't come from lucky breaks.
Success comes from learning from all my mistakes. So, my friends, go forth and embrace your mistakes with goodwill and good humor.
Welcome them, learn from them. They are your best teachers.
And
And
always
please
remember, there's a reason pencils come with erasers.
As the end of our service draws near, and as we prepare to extinguish the chalice, I read the words of John Brigham. Go your ways, knowing not the answer to all things, yet always seeking the answer to one more thing than you know. And our benediction by Orlando Brugnola. As we move through life, finding ourselves always newly wise and newly foolish, we ask that our mistakes be small and not hurtful. We ask that as we gain experience, we do not forget our innocence, for innocence and experience are part of the whole. Amen, and blessed be. Peter Winkler has composed a sweet meditation on the hymn Make Channels for the Streams of Love for this morning's postlude. Please remain muted until the music is finished. Thank you.